Hey guys, what's up? So, I am alive. I am one day post-op Glansplasty, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on how I'm feeling and what kind of went on with the procedure, and also a little bit better of an explanation of what Glansplasty is, because I'm now realizing that I kind of explained it a little bit wrong. Not completely wrong, but a little bit wrong. So I will kind of go over that again in a bit. But first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about my experience. My surgery was at 3:30 p.m. yesterday, so I had to be at the hospital at 1:30. Halfway there, I also realized that I forgot my wallet and my ID and everything. So that kind of threw me for a loop, but I called the hospital and all of my stuff was in the system already. So that was okay. But anyways, that was my day starting off a little rough. I do want to say that the hospital that I had surgery at was really good. I mean, I've been there before and everything, but their staff is always kind of aware of what's going on. I'm always used to these doctors like not reading your chart or blah blah blah, but all the nurses that I had, at least in this scenario, were very knowledgeable about what I was having done, what my needs were, and how to explain to me aftercare and things like that. So I just felt really well taken care of. So thanks to CPMC Davies campus in San Francisco. So going into the procedure, I'm thinking that I'm gonna have a cystoscopy. I can't, oh my gosh. I'm getting a camera stuck down my penis so they can see if I have a stricture or things like that. So I was potentially gonna have urethroplasty too, where they fix the stricture, and which would have been the more invasive procedure of this whole thing, and then also Glansplasty. So I moved to the area of the hospital where they're about to take you into the OR, and at this situation, the anesthesiologist comes to talk to you about what he's gonna do, and the doctor comes and talks to you about what they're gonna do. So Dr. Chen came to me, and he took his magic marker and he was drawing along my phallus, which I'll show you what he did in a second, and he was explaining to me what he was gonna do, and then he looked at the tip of my phallus and he showed me that he was gonna have to cut the tip of my phallus because it was too narrow for him to fit the camera through. I immediately was like, no. no, because I've talked to someone who said that after he did this, their stream has been all over the place and it's really challenging to use the restroom. And I feel like I just got control over my stream. Like, I know how I can aim a certain way or stuff like that in order to get my stream to go where I want it to go. Not always, but my percentage of accuracy is about 90% now. And I had just kind of gotten used to the hang of that, and I just pictured myself having to sit down because, you know, if you're spraying everywhere, you can't exactly use urinal and not have everyone next to you be in the splash zone. So he was kind of confused as to what, well, not confused, but he was kind of just like, I'm sorry, I have to do this in order to fix the stricture that is probably where your fistula was, because there's a higher chance that you have a stricture near the fistula, and that was more the base of my phallus. And so that was news to me. And then he pointed out, basically, I have a stricture at the tip of my phallus that's kind of preventing him from fitting the camera through. But I feel I just was so persistent in just not having him cut. And so then he kind of asked more questions, and he had me describe to him more of my symptoms. And after doing that, he kind of changed directions and was like, oh, and you know what? It actually does not sound like you have a stricture. And I was like, really? And then he started apologizing profusely, saying that he was glad that he talked to me because he feels that he kind of jumped the gun and that it doesn't actually sound like I have one after all, that the symptoms that I'm describing are not exactly indicative of a stricture, because if I had one, then I would have problems urinating every single time I urinated, and it would take me like sometimes up to 5 minutes for me to empty my bladder. And that's not the case. Like, I can empty my bladder pretty quickly. It's just I have those occasional scenarios where I can't. So it's not every single time. It's mostly like when I first wake up in the morning, or sometimes if I have to get up in the middle of the night to pee. And I asked him, could it be more of a bladder issue? And he said that could also be possible. And I'll be real with you, I haven't been very regular lately. And since I haven't been regular, he said that that can actually cause this thing where it presses up against the nerve of the bladder. It can cause kind of the symptoms that I was describing. And so I was like, okay, cool. Well then, like, don't touch me. Just do my So yeah, the whole procedure got switched down to be something a little bit more invasive to just Glansplasty, and it was a piece of cake. My discomfort level is pretty much 0. Well, I mean, I could feel it a little bit, but I will show you what's kind of going on and explain to you a little bit more of Glansplasty. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Of course, you can always ask questions, but I'm going to bring up my friend Squidward again for this little demonstration. Okay. I'm sorry, Squidward, you just have the most penis-looking nose. Okay, so Glansplasty, as you know, it's making the dickhead, the head of the penis. And in order for him to do this, I described this wrong last time, so I apologize. So he makes a cut. So he drew down my penis first, and then showed me like how he drew this little thing like this. And this is where he makes the cut in your skin. And he rolls that up. It's weird. He rolls it up like a taquito. I don't know, something you roll. And until it forms like this rolled up ridge of skin around your phallus. Like so. And then he takes skin from your abdomen and makes a skin graft to cover this bare area that is left when you roll up the skin. So that is how the procedure is done. That is Glansplasty. I'll show you where he took the skin from on my abdomen. So yeah, that is it right there. That's what he took, just this little strip. I can hardly feel it, honestly. The only time that, like, I forget that it's there. The only time I remember that it's there is that I went to like stretch and then it pulled on it and I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. But the downstairs region, I only feel it a little bit just because my feeling isn't completely back yet. I've got a little bit of sensation, but not to the extent where I feel in pain. It bleeds a bit, so it's wrapped in gauze. But that's about the only inconvenience so far. So it looks really awesome. It's amazing how much difference it can make to have glands as compared to not having glands. It was kind of it was kind of weird looking before, and it made it a little bit hard to look at in the mirror just because it's just it was missing something. So now looking in the mirror, like, it was almost like more dysphoria inducing before Glansplasty, and now I look at it and I'm just like, oh, I'm complete. Like, it's awesome. And so yeah, I have a post-op appointment next Thursday, and I didn't need any pain medication after all. He did prescribe me some antibiotics just in case I get an infection, and I can pretty much do everything else that doesn't pull on my abdominal skin graft area. But other than that, you know, I can shower in 48 hours. So I can't shower yet, so anyways, I'm rambling now. I feel a little congested from the anesthesia. It's so weird. Surgery is weird. I woke up with like my junk shaved, and then my throat felt like it was violated, and the anesthesiologist was not exactly the most personable guy. I'm pretty sure he just like didn't smile and looked at me crazy and like totally monotone robot voice and asked me all these questions. And I've never had this bad of a sore throat after surgery, so I'm pretty sure he just was like, yeah, whatever, gonna stick this down your throat. But yeah, I don't have a catheter, so I'll take a sore throat any day. But I'm gonna go now. Thank you guys for all the support. Feel free to leave any questions down below. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.